Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to discuss some of the PYQs which has been asked in UPSC CSC. Let us now discuss about the first question that who among the following is known for his work on medicine during the Gupta period? And the options are Saumila, Sudraka, Shonaka and Shushruta. Our answer will be Shushruta. He gave the idea about medicine. Okay. Uh, so answer is Sushruta. What else? Other things was contribution of Sushruta. That was plastic surgery and cataract surgery, then surgical instrument. So we need to know about Sushruta, and also these options should be uh, given right focus so that we can solve any future questions. Okay, so this option was Somila. Somila was basically a dramatist mentioned in Sanskrit literature tradition, associated with classical drama, not medicine. Okay, then Sudraka, we have learned that Mritchakatikam is of Sudraka, then important classical literature, then Shaunaka, a Vedic sage associated with Rig Vedic tradition. Okay, the Vedic ritual and literature is related to Shaunaka, and Sushruta, Sushruta Samhita, the writer of Sushruta Samhita, father of Indian surgery. He is regarded as the father of Indian surgery. So what we have discovered in this question, that the work on medicine in Gupta period is related to Sushruta. What else he has given? Plastic surgery, cataract surgery and surgical instruments. His book was Sushruta Samhita. Father of surgery, he is also regarded father of surgery. Then about other options, Somila basically is related to drama. Sudraka Mritchakatikam, that means he was a playwright or classical literature, he is related to literature. Then Saunaka, a Vedic sage, and Shushruta we have discovered. So now we can move forward with other questions. So far we have discovered that in this question scholars and their work is important. So far we have discovered the areas of importance, like Asokan inscription is an famous area where is questions are coming from, and then Buddhism and Jainism, then terminologies, any ancient Indian terminologies that becomes important from exam perspective. Then Gupta period, we have seen the most Gupta period is considered as golden period of Indian history, and that's why so much importance we are seeing in Gupta period. Next question we will proceed towards, which of the following sculpture invariably used green cyst as medium? So which sculpture uses green cyst? So answer will be C, Bharat sculpture. So what are the speciality of Bharat sculpture? This is one example of Bharat sculpture. However, that painting was like this, shallow depth. That means it looks someone has painted on the wall. That's why it is regarded as a painting of shallow depth. That means not deeply carved. It is simply looks very shallow on the walls of the temple or whatever it is. Then Bharat sculpture refers to early Buddhist low relief sandstone carving. This low relief sandstone carving means shallow depth, and time period is 125 to 100 BCE, from Shunga period originating in Madhya Pradesh. So we show Bharat sculpture, basically low relief sandstone carving. What does it mean? Shallow depth pictures, and it is located in Madhya Pradesh and from Shunga period. Okay. Then other sculptures options are Mayuran sculpture, Mathura sculpture and Gandhar sculpture. Let us see what are the speciality of Moiran sculpture, Mathura sculpture, and Gandhar sculpture. So the Moiran sculpture is a highly polished sandstone. When it came to green cyst, it was Barrett sculpture. If someday it is asked sandstone, polished sandstone, then it will be Moiran sculpture. Then example is lion capital of Ashok. What do you mean by lion capital? A pillar, and this part is known as capital. So lion capital of Ashoka is an example. Next we will look into Mathura sculpture. Red sandstone is used in Mathura's sculpture, and it is indigenous Indian style. Barrett sculpture we have already discovered about green cyst and narrative relief panel of narrow depth. Then Gandhara sculpture material use is grey cyst stone. If we have once asked about green cyst stone, then we can expect that grey cyst stone about Gandhara sculpture, which is very famous, that can be asked, and it is influenced by Greek art. So till now what we saw, Gandhara has the Greek influence, Mathura is indigenously developed, Amravati white limestone feature is white limestone. So we have covered a 360-degree coverage of this question. Next question is basically matching the two column. Visakha Datta Mudra Rakhyasha matlab drama, that will go to drama. Barahamihira, he is related to astronomy. Charak we recently saw, that is medicine. You are seeing that Charaka question has been asked in previous years, and now Charaka is one of the option. Vishakha Datta and Mudra Rakhyasa has been asked several times. So it makes us think that the work and the persons related to it becomes important from UPSC perspective. Then Brahmagupta is related to mathematics. However, I didn't know about Brahmagupta, but after knowing these three, the only one left is Brahmagupta and mathematics. Okay, let us see. Visagadatta, Athara, Mudra Rakshasa, Varamira, Brihat Sanhita. You can be asked about this Brihat Sanhita. Then Charak Sanhita, already we have gone through this. Then Brahmagupta was a mathematician and author of Brahma Supta Siddhanta. Brahma Shapta Siddhanta. If tomorrow question asked on this Brahma Supta Siddhanta, then you go through Brahmagupta. Okay. Then we have discussed Aryabhatta related to astronomy, Barahamir also astronomy, Brahmagupta mathematics. Aryabhatta can be regarded as contributing to mathematics also. Now we will move forward. Which text allowed divorce for wife deserted by husband? Okay. The wife who is abandoned by his husband, divorce for that kind of wife is mentioned basically in Arthashastra written by Kautilya. Okay, so we will see Arthashastra discusses other things too. Espionage system. Espionage means spy system. Ek tha tiger. Okay. Espionage system, then economic policy, then taxation and diplomacy. These are the other areas which are emphasized in Arthashastra. Then let us see the other options. Kama Sutra, and then Manava Dharma Shastra, then Sukra Nitisara. These becomes important for our exam perspective. Let us see. Kama Sutra basically tells about love and social relation and written by Vachyayana, Maharshi Vachyayana. Manusmriti, a orthodox Hindu law book, which basically Manusmriti is condemned by Ambedkar and others. They see Manusmriti as the root cause of all the social evil. Sukra Nitishara, political and ethical treatise. Then Arthasastra by Kautilya or Chanakya provided political law including divorce. Okay. Now we will look into next question, that is Milan Pano records the dialogue between King Menander and Buddhist monk whom. So we have already discussed about the Indo-Greek king Menander and Buddhist monk Nagasena in the book Milan Pano, that is Questions of Milan. If you have watched previous lectures, then you might have identified that how questions being repeated and how the 360-degree coverage of question helps in predicting future questions. So here the confusion may arise between Nagasena and Nagavatta. We need to know that Nagasena is our answer and he was the Buddhist monk. However, Nagavatta is related to Gujjara Pratihara king. We will see. Nagasena debating with Menander, that is Milan Pano book that is solved. Then Nagarjuna, the other option, Nagarjuna was a Mahayan philosopher and Nagavatta was the ruler of Gujjara Pratihara dynasty. I want to show you that the location of Gujjar Pratihara dynasty is here. Now you need to see some other points, that Vengi Chalukya's location is here. Then in Kalinga region, Gangas and Somavansis were also prevalent or present at that time. Then the location of Chola, Pandya and Chalukyas. Okay. See, these are Vengi Chalukyas, these are Chalukyas, Somavansis, Gangas, Chola, Pandya, Rashtrakutas in the Deccan, and here the central part is of Gurjara Pratihara, and the king is Nagavatta. Am I clear? I want to repeat this again, that Gurjara Pratihara, Somavansi, here is Gangas, Vengi Chalukya, here normal Chalukya, then Rashtrakuta in Deccan, Cholas, Pandyas. Okay. Now let's move to ask the next question. And one is Kumarilla Bhatta. He is a Mimamsa philosopher. Kumarilla Bhatta, he is a Mimamsa philosopher. We have already seen the schools of philosophy, Mimamsa, Yoga, and 6 school of orthodox philosophy and 3 from heterodox philosophy in previous lectures. Now we will proceed towards the next question. In Mahayana Buddhism, Avalokitesvara is known as dash. What is the other name of Avalokitesvara? And it is Padmapani. The answer is Padmapani. He is Padmapani or Avalokitesvara. Okay. So basically, in Mahayana Buddhism, the Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara is one of the Bodhisattva, and he was the symbol of compassion. And another Bodhisattva is Vajrapani, who is regarded as protector of Buddha. He holds Vajra or thunder in his hand to protect Buddha. Then another Bodhisattva is Manjushri, and symbol of wisdom. Padmapani or Avalokitesvara, our question was on this. Then Maitreya was the future Buddha. On this question has been asked. So we have seen Avalokitesvara, Padmapani, his other name, he was symbol of compassion. Then Vajrapani is the protector of Buddha. Then Manjushri, symbol of wisdom, he is also a Bodhisattva. Padmapani, name of Avalokitesvara, and Maitreya is the future Buddha. This question has been asked in some exam of UPSC. Next, the silver coins issued by Guptas were called as Rupaka. Answer will be Rupaka. Now we will see that the Karshapana is the punch marked coin, Dinara is what kind of which dynasty, and Pana is of during which dynasty. We will check into it. So Rupaka was the silver coin during Gupta period. Karshapana was punch marked coin. Historic India, it is the punch marked coin. Then Dinar is gold coin during Gupta, and Pana is Mauryan period. If we will look into the details of this question, that Dinar is of Gupta period, whereas Pana is of Mauryan period. Okay. Now these kinds of question. Now Rupaka is the Gupta period silver coin. Dinara is the Gupta period gold coin. These are the coins. Pana are the coins of Mauryan period, and Karshapana are the punch marked coin of historic India. Okay. Now the next question is about major South Indian guilds. I think the question is here. Which of the following corporation was a corporation of merchants or guild? Association are referred as guild. Right now, as we see, businessmen's association, drivers association, during medieval period, it was called as guild, okay, or corporation. So, which of the following was a corporation of merchant or merchant guild was known as Manigramam? The group of merchant who were deciding some rules for business, who were deciding the market price, they had some judicial power too. So these are called as guild. There were different kinds of guilds. Manigramam is the answer. It was the corporation of merchant. Now these options, Chaturvedi, Mangalam and Parishad and Ashtadiggaja, we will thrive into. Before that, we will look into what were the other major Indian guilds. Manigramam was basically for inland trader. Of Ayavole was for international trade, and Anjuvanam was for maritime trade. This can be framed into a beautiful question that Manigramam was for inland trade corporation, and Ayavole is for international trade, and Anjuvanam is for maritime trade. These are the guilds in those specific area. The other options are Chaturvedi Mangalam. These are basically Brahman settlement in South India which were free from tax. Okay, the king used to the king was following remission of tax from these Brahmins. So this is known as Chaturvedi Mangalam. Okay, this was basically Brahmin settlement. Parishad, that means council or advisory body of king. Ashtadiggaja, this is in the Krishna Dev Rai's court, that 8 poet of Vijayanagar court. Okay, we will look into 8 poets. Those are very difficult to remember actually. Still we will see those names. Then Manigramam we have recently discussed. So the Ashtadiggaja, these are basically 8 poets related to Vijayanagar court, and these are some names of the 8 poet. You need to remember it by yourself. I do not have any shortcut for this. However, I will provide the PDF of this lecture on the Vanguard IAS Telegram channel. From there you can memorize it from yourself by having multiple reading. Now we will look into the question. The question asked about the time period of these, which event was first and which was last, these kinds of questions. So Indus urban culture started in 2600 BCE. Iron plow came into existence somewhere about 700 BCE. Punch marked coin is 6th century BCE, and gold coin came in during Indo-Greek period. So first is Indus urban culture, then came the iron plow, then punch marked coins, then gold coins. Now the matchmaking, that is Gupta, here we need. So Gupta basically connected with Devgar. Gupta connected with Devgar. So basically Gupta connected with Devgar, Chandelas are connected with Khajuraho temple architecture, Chalukya are connected with Badami, and Pallavas are connected with Pannamalai. Okay, so what is the relevance of Devgar and Gupta? The Savatar temple at Devgar is one of the earliest Nagar style temple, that is during the Gupta period. Okay, so the Savatar temple at Devgar is by Guptas. Then Chandela are attributed for Khajuraho temple, which is a Nagar style temple and famous for its erotic sculptures. Then Chalukya, Badami was the capital of early Chalukya. Then Pallava, Pannamalai temple is an early Pallava architectural temple. So basically what we saw, Gupta, Devgar, basically in Devgar the Savtara temple is there, which is contribution of Gupta. Chandela, the Khajuraho temple, which show the erotic sculpture and is a symbol of Nagar style of architecture, that is basically is a contribution of Chandela. Then Chalukya's capital of early Chalukya was Badami. Pallava, Pannamalai, basically Pannamalai temple is an early Pallava structural work. Then major Pallava monuments are Shore temple and Mahabalipuram Rathas. Shore temple and Mahabalipuram Rathas. So now let's proceed towards the next question. The next question is, which of the following statement regarding Ashokan stone pillar is incorrect? Okay, so basically if we will see, the correct answer will be these are part of architectural structure. Basically that means it is saying that it is a temple or something, and Ashokan pillar works like this, the structure of a temple or a stupa or whatever it is. However, when we see Ashokan pillar, it is a stand-alone sculpture. Okay, so this is a incorrect point. Others are correct that they are highly polished. Yes, these are monolithic. Yes, the sharp pillar is tapering in shape. Tapering, that means when we move upward, that becomes narrow. So let us see. Highly polished, yes, true. Moiran polish, monolithic, single block of sandstone, yes. Sharp tapering, that means narrow towards the top, yes. Part of architecture, no. Basically these are independent standalone monuments. Okay, what was the purpose of these pillars? To spread dhamma of Ashoka. And these pillars were not basically associated with temple columns, they are standalone pillars. Okay, when it comes to capitals, or the here as we see a lion is in the form of a capital, what are the other capitals and their location? If we will check the Sarnath pillar, then its capital is lion. If we will look into the Rampurba pillar, its capital is bull, and Loria pillar, its capital is lion. Okay, Sarnath lion, Loria lion, Rampurba is having bull capital. Sarnath lion capital is also the national emblem. Okay, Sarnath lion capital is also the national emblem. Which one of the following script of ancient India is written from right to left? Right to left, and answer is Kharoshti. Let us explore the other dimension of Brahmi, Nandinagari and Sarada. So basically when we look into Brahmi is written from left to right, and the most Indian scripts are written in Brahmi language. If we will look into Nandinagari, basically it is famous in South India, and Sharda it is famous in Kashmir region. Kharoshti from right to left, and northwest India and Central Asia it is famous. Kharoshti was deciphered by James Prinsep. Was deciphered by James Prinsep. The famous dialogue, next question is the famous dialogue between Nachiketa and Yama is mentioned in which Upanishad? And the answer is Kathopanishad. Kathopanishad. Okay, the other Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, Mundak Upanishad, and Kenop Upanishad, if you sometimes come in contact with different information related to Chandogya Upanishad or Kenop Upanishad or Mundak Upanishad, then make sure you note it down or remember it there itself to have a greater grip in the question solving. Okay. So the dialogue between Nachiketa and Yama is in Kathapanishad. The Chandogya Upanishad, the term Tattvamasi So Aham is from Chandogya Upanishad. Mundak Upanishad, knowledge and Brahma. The idea about knowledge and Brahma is mentioned in Mundak Upanishad. Kathopanishad, Nachiketa and Yama we have seen. Then Kenopanishad on nature of Brahma. So basically when we tell about Atma, it is the soul. When we tell about Brahma, it is the ultimate reality, and Moksha is the liberation. Nachiketa and Yama, what were the other conversation between in Kathopanishad between Nachiketa and Yama about soul? They discussed about soul, death, and immortality. Okay, Yama explained Atma and Moksha. So whenever you come in contact with these types of questions, make sure you note it down. So this much for today. Have a good day. Thank you.